because most people understand that. They actually understand the terminology, but the actual meaning is not quite right. Because common law, or the law of land, whichever you wish to refer to, is literally the people. Right? It's not the state, it's not a corporation. What would happen we take this area here, this may have been a small village somewhere, previous hundreds of years ago. If we have a dispute here, I said, I don't know why I'm away picking someone here, right? I said, we have a dispute here, right? We're neighbours. We have a dispute, you've stole something from me. I've then says, look, I can't go in and take action myself, so I go to the community, the village. So I'm going to say, look, there's a dispute here. I says, this lady here has actually stole something from me. I says, I want it back, I want a penalty, I want her punished. So therefore, what the community would do, would convene a court, a trial. So what you'd do is you'd have a public meeting, you'd select court officers, you'd select a jury. And then when you have that, what you then do is hear the case. So both parties have an opportunity to present their case, and then having based on that, with the evidence to go along with it, the jury then decide. Now the jury decide on the verdict and then the appropriate sentence. It's then obviously confirmed by the lead in the village, or the elder, or the adjudicator, whatever you want to call it, and then that's it, it stands. So basically it works. Now that is how common law courts work. I'm going back, I do not know. Nathan, one of the chaps who's here earlier on, has done quite a bit of work, and he says he goes back about 900 years. I think it may actually go back further, I don't know. But this type of jury hasn't been done for hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe nearly 900 or 1,000 years, right? What we have achieved in the 14, 15 months that we've been going is we've achieved certain things within the statutory courts. Now, we don't like going to statutory courts, but what I've said to people is you don't have a choice. If you're summoned to go to a statutory court, right, you've got to remember, if you don't attend, they will issue a decision against you, and they will enforce it. That's it, end of story. So therefore, this is not what we want. Basically, you have to protect yourself, and you have to inform them about your position, your stance, and basically that they cannot proceed. So you go to court. Now, when we go to court, I go regularly, we go to court and we actually confirm that we stand under common law. We do not stand under the authority, and it's actually accepted. So we've established that. We've also got a judge to turn around and confirm to us that they do not have personal jurisdiction over a man or a woman that stands under common law. So that's fine. Now, all these things have been said for years and years. So what's new? What's new now is you have your court. You have a court, and you don't realise how powerful this is. The people have the authority in this country. You're running lawful courts. You have the authority here. You decide. Now, the people have turned round, because of this process, have turned round and said, look, we would like various pieces of information and we want to see various things. Now, I remember speaking to a female a long, long time ago. She says, look, we want to record our births under common law. Now, basically what we've said is, to people when we set this up, the first thing you do is there's no use saying that you stand under common law or that obviously you want to use this process. Realistically, you can't do that. It's this moment in time, 2 years ago, we go back 2 years, everyone in this room, right, there was no record of your existence other than the statutory birth certificate. So although I can see lots of bodies here, I don't know you. I don't know you, I've never seen you. I don't know who you are. There's no record of you. You don't exist. The only record of you is your birth certificate, the statutory one. But with the statutory birth certificate, it's not actually something for you, it's a fiction that the government have created and attached to you. So basically, it's something that the government use. So if you stand up in court or anywhere else and you say, look, I stand under common law, the first thing the judge says, well, fine, I can't hear you. I can't hear you because basically you've confirmed that you're a man or a woman, so they won't speak to you. So they ignore you completely, and then they make a decision against you. So that didn't help. So what we decided, we said, well, look, if they're using everything with the statutory birth certificate, you should actually be able to do the same under common law. By confirming your birth with a common law court, which is a recognised court for the people, by doing that, and again, there's no money involved, it's free of charge, do that, put on, you receive a reference number. As soon as you get that, you've confirmed your birth. So you exist officially under common law as a man or a woman. That's it. So you've now done that. When we went into court, we went in and an individual was stopped. I went to assist. I stood in front of the judge and says, look, I do not accept your authority. I stand under common law. You have no jurisdiction over me. At which point the judge said, couldn't care less, I'm not accepting it. I said, well, hold on a minute before you proceed. We've got a paper here which has been submitted to the court records. So it's a production. The record you have in front of you is a common law birth certificate. Now, as soon as he says that, the judge changed immediately. He says, right, okay, fine, okay, fine. I said, right, okay, it's still my court. I said, well, couldn't care less whether it's your court. We're telling you we don't have jurisdiction over us, or this court doesn't. The sheriff got a bit, sheriff judge in England, this is it's a sheriff in Scotland, had actually got a bit miffed and says, hold on a minute, this is my court. I have jurisdiction here. At which point we said, well, no, this is maybe your room, this is maybe your procedures. He said, but under common law, you have no jurisdiction over us. So having pushed this issue, the judge eventually had to confirm that it says they had no personal jurisdiction over us. So that was strike one. That's never happened before. Now with that, we've actually had judges confirming that they have, we don't even ask them now, but the judges are actually confirming that there are two judicial jurisdictions operating in the UK. One is the statutory system, which is statutory courts, their courts, this is the business, the corporation, and then the second one is the common law court and the common law jurisdiction. Now what that actually confirms is you have a state system operating, and with about 5 or 6 different judges in England and Scotland, we have had the admission that we have a separate common law jurisdiction operating. Now the interesting thing is the common law jurisdiction is actually for the people. It's actually run by the people, it's for the people, and it's for justice. This is a lawful remedy. So that has never ever been done before, but that's what you have. So you now have 2 systems. So we're allowed to convene courts, we can do what we want, we can do so because even the United Nations confirmed that everyone has the right to a lawful remedy. Within the statutory system, they do not give you the right. They have their own rules. You have 28 days to appeal, you've got time to do this, that, and another, and after sort of 3 months or maybe 5 years or something, you've no longer got a right to justice. If someone harms you, it doesn't matter how long it takes. If they've caused harm, loss or injury and you've suffered, you can hold them accountable at any point in time. Right? So you shouldn't be put off because of their rules. So under common law, all you do is convene a court and ask the people to assist. So this is how this came about, and this is why we can do it. Now, in relation... Hello? Yeah, sorry, question?
John, who has the upper hand regarding both systems?
Sorry?
Which of the systems has the upper hand?
Right, okay. Well, again, I'm not going to answer that. You can answer it for me. Basically, the question was, we have 2 systems operating just now. So between the 2 systems, which one is the superior? All I can do is say to you just now, look, you have 2 systems operating, so let's look at them. One is a company. It's a registered company, a corporation. It's run for profit, right? They actually run and they convene courts, so-called courts, and they have most of the time a judge dealing with it, or a sheriff. They deal with it. They have a decision which is backed up because of their rules. Now, the rules that they have, the laws, you can have anything from driving, very stupid laws they have, right? Which are relevant, this is maybe under common law as well, but basically they have rules, right? They're trying to enforce rules. A lot of the things that they do don't affect you under common law. Have you caused harm, loss or injury to someone else? If not, there's no crime. What you've done is broken a rule, their rule. It's that they have a rule regarding something like driving, right? Simple, right? They have a rule, that's all it is, a rule, by a company, a corporation. Well, if you actually abide by that, it's exactly the same as, and I won't name names here, at any superstore, you have major superstore brands. Take one of the brands yourself, think of that brand, would you allow that supermarket brand to dictate rules to you? Would you abide with it? No, you wouldn't. Why would you? It's a company. Well, it's the same with the courts. They're exactly the same. They're a company. What gives them the authority? Nothing. It's not law. So basically, this is what they have. They have rules which they're enforcing, but to do so, they've got to keep the people unaware, uneducated, not understanding, deceived. This is fraudulent. Basically, you keep you under the thumb.
They don't let people know what's going on. They use a simple thing. I say, for example, I said, we speak about coming down here, I said, speaking to people here, I said, north and south of the border, I says, having that, you have bickering between people throughout the UK. It says it happens throughout Europe as well. You've got distinctive areas with obviously differences. It happens everywhere. That doesn't matter. Common law is applicable to everyone. You have rights not to be harmed or obviously abused. Now, that being the case, it applies everywhere. So you don't have to distinguish between areas. It's applicable to everyone. So this is what you do. Their system doesn't. It says we have a system, a separate judicial system in Scotland. He says, no, the reason we have that there is because the Scots don't like being dictated to by the English. So we have the system up there. And they turn around and say, yes, but in Scotland we're great. Now, we've got a wonderful thing in Scotland. It was in 1320, after the Magna Carta, which is 1215. In 1320, the king at the time in Scotland had decided, look, I'm not having this. He says, with English, sod the English, we're not doing it. So basically what they wanted to do is take out a charter type thing. It's called the Declaration of Arbroath. Arbroath being the area where it was signed at the Abbey. So the king at the time, it was Robert the Bruce, and basically the various barons at the time all signed up for it. It was a letter, a declaration, confirming the sovereignty of anyone born in Scotland. So it was sent to the Pope. Because at the time, this is obviously, the Pope was be all and end all. So they sent it to the Pope and says, this is what we've done. Now, it was accepted at the time, so it's similar to the Magna Carta, like we saw enshrined, it can never be touched. But what that does in Scotland, it actually states if you're born there, you're born a sovereign, and that's it, which is great. But it's a bit unfair that, because realistically, if you're born in England, you're also a sovereign. It doesn't matter where you're born, you're a sovereign. You only, it says, become part of the system after they get you and register your birth. Because when you're born, it says you're not actually aligned to anyone. You're just born, you're a baby, that's it. But people grab you and drag you into their system. They said, but the point is, that's not the case. You have the right to stand up and say, no, hold on a minute. I'm either a man or a woman. No, you're not doing this with me. So basically, this is how it operates. Now, by taking the lawful remedy and justice, obviously control of it yourselves, the people can deal with this. You have the authority. As I said, we have now, within hundreds of years, 1,000 years, for the first time ever in this country, in fact, to be quite honest, I don't know anywhere it happens. In every country throughout the world, if they have a legal system, a justice system, it's run by the state. So it's run by the state, they control it. It's not run by the people. This is the only time ever that I've heard of, is that you have two different systems operating at the same time. Now you have one for the state, which is a corporation, and you have one for the people. It's for the people, it's nothing to do with the state. Now bearing in mind, the people have the authority. Even under their system, you elect, this is choose to elect officials to represent in Parliament, that's fine. But the thing is, you put them in there, you pay their wages, you're in charge, you're still their boss. If you don't like them, get rid of them. But the point is, if you convene a court, you have your own court. Now to answer the gentleman's question, we have two areas here. We have statutory system and you've common law. So bearing in mind that you actually appoint officials, government, and various other officials, it says they actually enforce these things. You pay for their wages, right? They create these rules, but they're doing it under your authority, and you pay them. So if you turn around and say, well, wait a minute, we don't quite like this, we're going to do something ourselves. So you do that. You do it as the people in the country. You decide that you're going to set up something, and again, you decide this is how we're going to proceed. So you convene it, you set up this system here, so you have a court hearing. So therefore, when you have a court hearing, you have it with 12 people, jury members. It's used by the public, you convene your court. So therefore, if you have two decisions, one there in the common law court, and one which is in the statutory system, which may be with a judge or a council employee, in a room without your attendance, or even a small room which is administrative hearing, or even if it was in a court, there's one judge. If they give a decision there, and you have a common law version, which one do you think is more lawful, and which one should be superior? So you tell me. I'm not telling you. I said, but basically this is the point. You've two courts here, you have common law. The common law courts is the authority of the people. It's come down to the people, it's what you want. As this develops, it's great. Now, I apologise for one or two things, because the first common law court, just for a bit of history, was convened on the 11th of June last year. It was convened by myself, simply because I had been attacked by the state. Long story, but it's been proven I'm correct. Unfortunately, because of the information I had, the state do not want the public to know what's going on, so it never got out. Everything I'd been dealing with at the time, basically the company closed down everything that I'd said has been proven. However, because the government wanted to hide it, they never actually put me back into the state that I should have been in had this not happened. Financially, it ruined me, ended up bankrupt years and years. It's about 15, 16 years ago. And then because of that, I came out and said, look, this is not right. Now, being naive and trying to use the statutory system for a lawful remedy, I said, right, this is what we're going to do. Unfortunately, I learned very, very quickly that we don't have justice, right? Now, because of that, and this is having been blinkered, when you go to court and you find out how it works, I then sat down and said, no, we've got to do something with this. So myself and various people I know, I'd sat down and chat and said, no, we've got to do something. So I decided I'm going to convene a common law court. And people said, well, it'll never work. You can't do that. I said, I can, I'll do it. It's no, it won't work. Even if you have a hearing, you can't do anything about it. I thought, yeah, you can. So before we actually started this, if I turn around to tell anyone in the public that in 15 or 16 months' time, less than that, we would actually have, for the first time ever in this country, we would have judges throughout the UK confirming that we have a separate jurisdiction which is run by the people and it's separate from their courts. If I turned around and told you that a year, 15 months ago, everyone would laugh at me. Say, nah, it doesn't work. Even now, people say, look, it doesn't work. Look, we only have a small team, right? We don't have a lot of people. We don't get paid. This is not about money. This is literally about justice. Now, anyone that's been targeted by the state needs to have a lawful remedy. So that's it. They rely on the public to assist in this lawful remedy to address the wrongs done, and that's it. That's all it's about. Now, this is, we operate something just now, we're inundated with people just now, and there are things, and the offering just now, this is a new website, hopefully will be up shortly, it's going to automate, everything will be automatic. This is, so everything we've got here, this is, from printing documents, everything will be speeded up drastically. He said, no, we can only